Hey, what's up everybody? This is TheBigJB back with Morning Thunder. I actually recorded a video last week to post and things got out of control leading up to Christmas and I never got it posted. So this is a kind of a combo video, and I don't know if you can hear that car alarm going off outside. Whatever. So last Monday, is it last Monday? Yeah, it was last Monday. Something very exciting happened, and here it was.
Hey, what day is it?
Last day of chemo.
Woo!
That's right, it was the last day of chemotherapy. I cannot tell you how thrilled both my wife and I are about it being the last day of chemo. It has been a tough process, a tough 6 weeks. 6 weeks? Wrong. 6 months of going through this. A lot of change, a lot of reestablishing a new norm, which is a pain in the butt, let me tell you. But, you know, obviously you do what you got to do because it's your family, it's your loved one. You don't, you know, one of the things that I talk with my manager about, because he's dealt with some similar health issues in his family, is just being able to acknowledge, yeah, this is a pain in the butt, but we're going to do it together, and we're going to get through it together, and we'll have a good time wherever we can. And I think that's a great attitude to have, and that's what we've tried to do. But the fact that it was the last day of chemo was fantastic. So woohoo! Yeah, last day of chemo. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but so then today, a little over a week later, we got the news back from her last CAT scan, which was done yesterday. And as of that CAT scan, she is cancer-free. Yes! Yahoo! That is the loudest I've been able to be. Let's see if I can get louder. Yeah! That probably piqued your speakers. Don't care. This is fantastic news. So she has to have a blood test tomorrow. They're going to check her levels. She'll have regular checks to make sure that everything looks good. So that will continue to happen. But as of right now, from all the signs that we have available, my wife is free of cancer. That is, I don't even, it hasn't even sunk in yet. I'm just shocked. I'm stunned. It's such a huge statement, you know, from 6 months ago to hearing that she had late stage 3 or stage 4 ovarian cancer to today not having any cancer. Wow. I mean, I can't even say my wife has cancer. I now say my wife had cancer. And I've been trying to say that for a while, to be honest with you, because I believed that she would be healed, or that it would be removed, or whatever, you know, however you want to phrase that. And so just putting my mind in that frame, you know, that set, getting my mind in that mindset, kind of a weird phrase, but of saying my wife had cancer, not has cancer. My wife was going through chemo, is going through chemo. It's going to be a weird transition, but I am looking forward to reestablishing a new norm. The new norm is going to be definitely different in terms of health, in how we treat exercise, diet, that kind of stuff. It's going to be an adjustment, but this is going to be a really good thing for everybody. It is going to mean probably diet and exercise, changing some of our lifestyle habits. That's going to be a little tough, but we don't want to go back. We don't want to go back to the way things were. So it's time to be serious and get fully healthy and stuff again. So, you know, the video that I originally recorded for this, where I was talking last week, there's still a little bit of a concern for me. Just for me personally, you know, one of the things, so before I go into this, I want to make sure that there is a very clear statement, a very clear preface here for everybody. I am not in any way diminishing or saying that what my wife has been through is not dramatic, traumatic, horrible, awful, etc., etc. I am not in any way minimizing her experience or saying that I am somehow more important than she is. So I want to get that out of the way because I am not being insensitive. I do want to acknowledge the people who are the spouses or the people who are the caregivers in these situations. We go through a lot. We go through a lot. And in fact, one of the counselors that I talked with, the lady who is the social worker that I mentioned before at the hospital, says that it's often harder on the person who doesn't have cancer, because they have to think of all of the what ifs that are unpleasant to think about. And the cancer patient it's almost freeing for them in a way. I may not be phrasing that exactly correct, but there's a whole different thought process. And at first your mind goes to all the what ifs of, oh my gosh, what if I don't have this person for the rest of my life? And then you have to think, how am I going to do X, Y, and Z? I tried really hard not to think about those things, not because I was denying them, but because it doesn't make any sense for me to worry about them if they're not going to happen. And I believed that they weren't going to happen. So I just redirected my thoughts on that and said, you know what, I am allowing myself to worry about them, but I'm not going to worry about them until I have to. Not having to is huge. That out of the way, going back to the whole concept of the caregiver, it's really hard on the caregiver. And a lot of people don't realize how hard it is on the caregiver. A lot of people have told me to take care of myself. A lot of people have made an effort to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, which is good. But a lot of people also have this mentality of, you gotta be strong for your family. You gotta be strong for your wife. I'm gonna call BS on that, because I think that there's this mentality that the caregiver has to quote unquote be strong. And what that means is, I'm not showing any emotion. I'm not talking about how afraid I am. I'm not talking about my concerns about the future, that if I show tears or anything like that, or anxiety or whatever, it shows weakness. I'm calling bullcrap on all of that. And I think that's true no matter what the situation is. That if you're going through a hard situation, yes, you want to be there for the person, but being strong, in my opinion, is being honest. Being strong means being honest with the way that you feel and not afraid to express it. That, my friends, is being strong. Not stuffing your emotions, not avoiding dealing with the stuff that you've got on your plate. Being strong means I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be here anyway. I might be anxious, I might be terrified, but I am gonna be here anyway. I'm not backing down, I'm not giving up, but I'm gonna be real about it. I'm gonna talk about how I'm feeling for real, and I'm still gonna be here and I'm still gonna be a support. That is being strong. This bullcrap of, being strong meaning I gotta, man up, quote unquote, and not show any emotion or, not shed any tears. Somebody actually told my oldest daughter, be strong for your mom. Don't show tears or whatever. And I was like, I immediately countered that. And I'm like, no, that's bullcrap. That's not how we're gonna handle this at all. So yeah, there's a little bit of a soapbox there. If you can't tell, people have said that to me and I've been like, no, I understand what you mean, but being strong in my mind is something completely different. So that's been part of the caregiver experience, but the caregiver frequently gets forgotten. Thankfully, I haven't had too much of that experience. Family and friends have been pretty good about making sure that I'm doing okay. But there is no doubt that there have been times where I have felt forgotten, neglected, taken for granted. And that's not because people have intended to do that, of course, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like people haven't been more intentional about that. This is not a guilt trip. I am not trying to lay anything on anybody else, but, and people have been, hear me out, friends and family have been very supportive and very kind about this whole thing. But there is absolutely sort of a feeling sometimes of, hey, what about me? What about me? I'm still having to do extra work. I'm still having to manage all these extra things. What about me getting taken care of? The things like families providing meals, friends providing meals, that has been immense. That has been so stinking helpful and so amazing. I can't even begin to describe it. And so, like I said, we've had an incredible support network. I can't imagine how we would have done this without the friends and family and church family that we have. I have no idea. I really don't. So please don't hear me giving a pity party for myself or feeling sorry for myself. I just gotta be real about that stuff. And part of me is concerned that, now that we've got this news and now that things are good, that everybody's mindset is going to be, okay, cool, we're over this and let's just move on. And almost like it's going to be forgotten and everything's just going to return to normal. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to move on without the thought of, my gosh, the Bentley family has gone through hell for the last 6 months. What does the next 6 months look like for them? So that's what's going on in my mind sometimes. Right now, because we only just got the news, I'm still thrilled and excited that there is no more cancer visible, and for all intents and purposes, she is cancer-free. So, like I said, I'm not going to belabor that point. I am celebrating and I'm excited, and we'll take each day as it comes, just like we have, and prepare for the best, really. So anyway, I hope you guys hear my heart in all this stuff, and you don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I hope everybody has a phenomenal day, and I will say it before. I will say it before. I have said it before. I will say it again, and I'll say it right now. Screw cancer. We kicked your butt. You're gonna stay kicked. Amen and amen. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to like the video down below if you liked the video. And I look forward to your comments as always. Thanks again for the whole community has been so supportive. Really appreciate you guys here on YouTube. I will continue to do these videos and hopefully do them more often. And I wish you everybody a happy holidays and a happy new year too. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.